Good morning. Okay, my name is Oluwasho, and I'll be the MC for today's event. And today we are here for the technical panel review of the proposed development of Lagos Medical Park Hospital at Blocks 1 to 9 Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Etiota, Lagos. Presentation of the first stanza of the national anthem, which is written behind this program. So may we all have a stand up, please. And we all stand up. We are going to recite the first stanza of the national anthem at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own native land. No tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Thank you. We have a seat. The next thing on our agenda is the introduction of the panelists. And I'm going to start with the chairman for today's occasion, in the person of Mr. Sojibu Olasukomi, is the head of Department of Environmental Assessment. Alright, the second person on our list is the representative of our Honorable Commissioner, Mrs. Fumilayo Olapade. The next person is a mechanical engineer. He's a fellow of Nigerian Institute of Engineers. His name is Engineer Ibrahim Aletu. You're welcome, sir. The next on our list is the representative of Etiosa local government, Mr. Adelopo Oluwaseyi. You're welcome, sir. And the last but not the least, I don't think she's available. She's on her way. Okay, so that's the representative of Lagos State Fire Rescue Service. When she comes to introduce her. Alright, is for our proponents to introduce themselves so that we can know them. So may I start? Pass the mic. Yes. So you just pass the mic to the next person. Thank you.
My name is Engineer Tonowa Shirono, mechanical engineer for AAE. I'm also the airway transport. I'm not sure that was
My name is Promise Ado from the Department of Environmental Assistance.
General MOE Water Resources.
from the Board of Development, Ministry of Environment and Water Resources.
I don't create Daniel, Ministry of Environment and Water Resources.
Ministry of Environment and Water Resources.
People Emmanuel, Ministry of Environment and Water Resources.
The one who has Ministry of Environment and Water Resources. Ministry of Environment and Water Resources. And I'm fine, that's Ministry of Environment and
My name is
Ministry of Environment and Water Resources.
Ministry of Environment and Water Resources.
I'm delighted to move on the Ministry of Environment and Water Resources.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Marshall, Commissioner of Environment and Water Resources.
So the one Ministry of Environment and Water Resources.
Ashibaya Adela, Minister of Environment and Water.
Minister of Environment and Water Resources.
My name is Ayawe Yanguliwa from Ministry of Environment and Water Resources.
My name is Mark Morton, I'm the Ministry of Environment and Water Resources. All right, thank you.
Are you the head of the secretariat?
Thank you very much. So having done that, we'll move to the next agenda, which is Chairman's remark, taken by Mr. Sotimo Olasunmo.
I think the honorable commissioners rep, we want them to sack me.
Sorry. To take it by Mrs. Fungilayo.
Let the commissioners speak first.
Good morning, my name is Fungilayo Olasunmo. I'm representing the Minister of Environment and Water. Honorable Commissioner of Environmental Support, I have sent his greetings to proposed development of Lagos Medipark Hospital and Club 1 to 9 Awolowo Road, that's at the Delta local government. I would like to welcome our esteemed panel member who brings them a wealth of knowledge and expertise in their various fields of specialization. The ministry appreciates everyone present here, especially the stakeholders today for your commitment in ensuring that this development meets the highest environmental and sustainability standards. You know, Lagos State has insisted that we confirm economic and social well-being. Welcome this type of project that improves SSO quality medical services. However, development must not come at the expense of environmental sustainability. So the panel member, your duty today is to ensure that this proposed project align with the state environmental regulation to protect the ecosystem, the public health, and also the project affected communities. As you know, the EIA process and other relevant policies mandate thorough assessment and mitigation of potential risk before a project is approved. While the state, the Lagos State, will recognize the great benefits that this project will bring, we must all ensure that the project is implemented sustainably. Once again, the ministry thank you all for your dedication to environmental sustainability. The state is committed to supporting responsible development while protecting. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So we'll proceed to the next agenda for today, which is the chairman's remark by Mr. Sotimo Olasunmo. Welcome, sir.
I want to stand on the well-established protocol. The Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, ably represented by one of the directors in the ministry, Mrs. Fungilayo. I recognize you. The proponent and the consultant, colleagues from the ministry and other stakeholders here present, I say good morning to you all. I have listened to the Honorable Commissioner's directive. His instructions are clear. The panel's job is to do a thorough review of this report, before us, in the interest of protecting the state ecosystem, the people, as well as ensuring that the project is implemented in a sustainable manner. I can assure you, Honorable Commissioner, that the panel will do just that. We will ensure that the report is thoroughly reviewed, and we also ensure that the well-being of the people of Lagos State is also protected through improving the quality of the report and ensuring that the project itself is implemented implemented in a sustainable manner. On this note, I want to thank the project proponent for subjecting this project to the EIA process and for making themselves available for this review. I look forward to a very robust deliberation, and at the end of the day, I look forward to a win-win situation for both the proponent and the state government. On this note, I want to thank you for having us here. Good morning.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. Now we'll move to the next agenda, which is the AIA brief. And the panel secretary.
So, Mr. Commissioner, well done, sir. Well done, everybody. So, like the entities just mentioned, so what we have now is to give a brief about the proposed project and to do this for us. This shall be done by one of our members here, and that's the person, Mr. Fafuma Toluwa from Dubai.
Good morning, all, once again. Brief on the project EIE for the proposed Lagos Medical Park at numbers 1 to 9 Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Etios local government of Lagos State, by Mr. IASO Medical Park Limited. On the 25th February 2025, Mr. IASO Medical Park Limited applied to the Ministry for Environmental Impact Assessment Permit in respect of the proposed Lagos Medical Park Hospital at numbers 1 to 9 Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Etios local government of Lagos State, following the receipt of the EIA studies, terms of reference and registration of the proposed project by the proponent. The proposed project site was inspected on Wednesday, 23rd October 2020, local government of Lagos State. 2. The proposed project site falls on geographical coordinates 6.4456 north and 3.40819 east. The project site is accessible by networks of roads, including the Awolowo Road and the Alfred Rwani Road in the Ikoyi area of Lagos State. The project site is also bordered to the north by the Military Hospital Ikoyi and the Awolowo Road, to the west by an empty plot of land, to the east by the Third Mainland Bridge, and to the south by sets of residential building apartments. 4. The proposed project area is predominantly mixed land use with several classes of hotel establishments around the project community. 5. There was no evidence of cultural heritage or archaeological sites located within and immediate the proposed project site. 6. The proposed project site had not commenced as at the time of the inspection exercise, although there were rubbles from the previous building construction that had been demolished on the site. The EIA study terms of reference (TOR) was consequently approved by the ministry, and the proponents was directed by a letter dated 19th of November 2024 to proceed with the EIA study, covering in one season data gathering in respect of the process of the project, taking into consideration all the key and sub-components of the proposed project. The ministry received both the hard and soft copies of the project draft final EIA reports from the proponent on the 25th of February 2025 for consideration. As part of the consideration of the draft final EIA report, as well as the need to obtain the input of experts and relevant developmental project approving ministries in Lagos State, the permanent secretary on the 19th of February constituted a 5-man member panel to review and examine the adequacy of the draft final EIA report and make recommendations to the ministry for an informed decision on the project EIA, which is currently opening at LCCI Event Center along Nuruddin Olowobubu Avenue, Alausa Ikeja. The panel members include the following: Mr. Sojuni Olasukomi as our panel chairman,
The representative of the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, Mrs. Olaba Adefumulayo, the representative of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service in absentia, she's on her way, Mrs. Yusuf Kende, Engineer Ibrahim Aledu as our mechanical engineer, a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Engineering, and the representative of the chairman, Etiosa Local Government, Mr. Adilopo Luwashi Olatunde. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now moving to the next agenda, we have the presentation of proposed project by IASO Medipark Limited. So, panelists, please.
Presentation.
Good morning once again. I am Oladimiji Oladosu from MWA Finance Limited, and all the consultant group that prepared the EIA. It's a pleasure being here again. I've been here 2 or 3 times, so I'll be having this all around. You are welcome. So I'll go straight to the point. We prepared this slide. It's about 100, but we'll run through. I would like to ask how many minutes do we have?
30 minutes.
Okay, so 30 minutes to rush through. So the draft environmental impact assessment report for Lagos Medipark Hospital at number 1 to 9, Awolowo Road, Ikoyi. The proponent of the facility, the medical facility, is IASO Medipark Limited. This is a preamble, by the way, was granted a 40-year concession by Lagos State Government to develop the site of the former School of Nursing, Ikoyi, to build this modern healthcare facility. Those of us that are, I apologize for using this word, of age, so to say, who know this particular School of Nursing when it was still standing, but Gen Z may not know, so we'll show them later. So it's a public-private partnership between Lagos State and IASO Medipark. The project is a 140-bed specialist hospital. And why is it a specialist hospital? This explanation to this will be provided in the course of the presentation. It will provide high-quality healthcare with 20% of beds for indigent patients of the community. When the report was being given by the Secretariat, he mentioned Ikoyi, yes. The location in the sub-district level is Ikoyi, but it is more of the project is known as Medical Park Introduction. The address is equally stated, and the promoters, IASO Limited, is expected to carry out the EIA and is appointed MO Planners Limited for the work. Apart from the 140 bed space, it is planned to have diagnostic center, residences, and ancillary building. Details will be provided shortly. The development of the medical facility will complement similar ones within the district, such as Lagos Island General Hospital in Broad Street, Lagos Island Maternity Hospital, Campbell Street, and the ongoing Mercy Children Hospital at Adeni. So this is the location of the site from satellite imagery. To the south, immediately to the south of where you see the yellow line, that's the Awolowo Road. To the western axis is the Third Mainland At the back, to the east, further from the east, from the shaded red portion, is St. Gregory College Road. So this is the location of the site within its local setting. In the regional setting, this is how it looks. It is close to Victoria Land, almost at the edge of Ikoyi, very close to Victoria Land. So the location is easily accessible, high accessibility value from all sides. Let me give an addition on this page. Further to the north from the site, you have Obalede Police Station. I'm trying to look at this monitor. It's Obalede Police Barracks. So the Obalede Police Barracks is at this location. While when the Secretariat described the site, these are the residential. It's a mix really, residential and commercial development at the north of the site. So the objectives of the EIA, there are quite few. Understand the ecosystem structure and other environmental assets in the proposed project area, facilitate the involvement of stakeholders in the planning, execution, management of the facility, identify and recommend mitigation measures. In terms of reference, are equally listed. This you could just follow as is shown on the screen. I want to give some time to get to the more cogent parts of the presentation. Scope of the EIA, definitely the ultimate goal, prepare the EIA report as well as obtain approval of the EIA so that the project construction can start in earnest. To get to this point, the first 6 points have to be complied with. Legal framework, legal and regulatory framework, they are equally listed. There is one that is missing, and we have been corrected. The last time we came, by the local government representative, but let me tell you, sir, that this report was submitted before that of our last presentation, so it will be improved at the final report. So these are laws pertaining to the execution of this project within the Nigerian and Lagos State framework. The local government will update for that. So project justification. Lagos State are continuing to attract huge investments by government and private sector. So the astonishing rate of population growth has put pressure on various types of infrastructure, including healthcare, education, security, and others. The initiative to build the medical facility is one of such efforts as strengthening the city's healthcare sector. So apart from the infrastructure development value, the project is to create 5,000 direct jobs at the construction phase and about 8,000 indirect jobs. It will generate jobs for medical experts and healthcare support staff of various categories during operation. The hospital development is permissible in the revised Ikoyi Victoria Land Model City Plan. This is for the planning zoning compliance. It has complied to all of planning requirements. I mean, physical development planning requirements of the state. The cost of the project is estimated at 48 billion naira. And this includes the physical structure and as well as the medical equipment that will be installed in the facility. The components of the cost are listed. Beneficiaries of the project value chain development will ultimately be residents of the state. It is believed that more than 70% of the expenditure will be injected into the state economy. So the site is 1.6 hectares. That's 16,000 square meters of land and the development within the site. These are the buildings that will be rated. We have Hospital Building 1, Hospital Building 2, Diagnosis Center, Residences, Commercial Building, and Ancillary Building. That's a picture of the project board as it is, as at when this study was undertaken. The solar panels are fixed on that level. This is the elevation of the ancillary building. This is just a representation of one of the floors. You can see the parking arrangement and some other uses. The stairhouse, the lift compartment are shown. The hospital building, the ground floor, this is what we have there. The emergency section, oncology, cancer treatment, nurse station, and just as you can see it on the screen. The first floor, the cancer treatment continues. This particularly devoted to infusion session. The general consultation space is there. Pharmacy section. Second floor, these are the functional spaces on these floors. We moved still the hospital building. This is a 6th floor building. The 3rd floor, the 4th floor, and the rooftop. The rooftop too has solar panels fixed. And this is one of the floors, particularly the ground floor of the hospital building 1. You can see the arrangement. And I think the most important usage of the floor is for cancer treatment, oncology department. Maybe we should take note of this. And this is the section for the cancer oncology department. And these are walls. The walls are traditionally thick so as to be able to absorb the radiation from the cancer machines, especially the linac that is to be provided for the facility, linear accelerator. So this is the second floor plan, the roof plan, the mass representation you have there are solar panels, and this is the model of the building. Diagnostic building, ground floor, also radiology laboratory, and all this. So these are just representations of what you have on 2 of those floors. The diagnostic building, the 4th floor, technical services, storage spaces, and this is the elevation. Others, hospital 2, with the consultation rooms, patient rooms, the commercial building, you have the pharmacy, minimart, office spaces, the residential and conference center, mixed-use building, really. The name has already defined the function where medical personnel in the facility will reside. Definitely, these are the adjunct usage. You have the gatehouses, it's necessary for the development. So, how far we have gone with other aspects of documentation, especially with Lagos State government. The layout plan has been assessed and found approvable by the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. So a lot of progress has been made, and I think we are at the very last stage to get the approval document. Payments have been made. So this is how the development will look. So we have 6 buildings, starting from the diagnostic to the commercial, and as a fine, we have the ancillary building, the multi-story car park. So building and civil works, out of the 6 buildings, 3 have been designed. It's progressive as it's progressive. Not all buildings are designed as a goal. If you can see this part, the one I captured as others, this 4, or let's say this principal 3 are still outstanding. The ones that are currently available, we have the diagnostic, we have the hospital building 1, and the multi-story parking. And on those ones, planning application have been made, and we are about securing those approvals as well. So the remaining 3 buildings, they are really at the process of the architectural drawings being concluded. So the groundbreaking ceremony of the project was held at this date, December 14, 2024, by the governor of the state, Mr. Sanwo-Olu. And I think I missed a critical point that should have come earlier. This is a joint venture between IASO Limited and Lagos State government, represented by Ibile Holdings. So the government, their contributions towards the development of this project, the principal one being the land supplied, that's their own contribution to it, as well as the various, what's the word to use? Equities, and payments, statutory payments were waived as part of the agreement. So it's equally a Lagos State government project, and this is Baba Sanwo-Olu commissioned the groundbreaking ceremony as far back as December 2024. So key project activities: building civil works, pre-construction, design reviews, site assessment, project value analysis, material procurement, the construction, basically piling, masonry works, concrete works, external works, operation, hospital services, the water supply, energy, this and this, the commissioning, the dismantling of buildings, safety services, site restoration. We should equally remember that this is a 40-year grant from the Lagos State government. We want to extend it at the expiration of that 40 years. We move on to something else. So, site preparation and commissioning. The works here will be installed, site office, site access to roads and building facilities will design, construction of building, foundation superstructure, that one will be taken into consideration. Inspections will be conducted by relevant agencies of Lagos State government. Mechanical installations, venting of work, water, HVAC system, interior works and finishing, installation of elements that will transform the structure to attractive edifices. LAPA, the role of LAPA in the execution of the project is fully recognized, and they are with us really throughout the alpha to this stage here. And in fact, a special assistant to the governor is in charge and is very hands-on in pushing all the documentation that is needed on the project. Oh, special lesson. This is and the role of LAPA really is to facilitate the issuance of certificates of fitness for applications, which is statutory. General housekeeping, this will be done. We've gotten the commitment of the proponent to do this, and this will be even enforced by the agencies of government. Waste generation management, definitely waste will be generated in the course of the project. Construction work, definitely operational, the commissioning, waste will be generated for the project. Facility maintenance supervisors will be responsible for the management of such waste. This is equally part of the certification we have received. This is from the Ministry of Transportation. They have approved the traffic impact analysis carried out. This is the letter of approval. Some clauses were stated in the letter. This will be highlighted in due course. So, development options. Project development. No project option. Delay project option. I think the answer is definitely we are developing the project. Alternative site location option, that one is not considered. We are where we are and where we shall be for the next 40 years. Alternative technology option, yes, for treatment of waste, there are emerging technologies paying, okay, let's say annually or biannually. Those ones will be considered at the appropriate time. But definitely as a hospital facility, they have to ensure they use the very best, and especially because of the specialty in radiation management. They have to use the best with the best technology to limit pollution and effects of people around. Sustainability, technical sustainability, technological sustainability, environmental sustainability, social sustainability. All these were considered and were really explained in the report. The social sustainability is one of those that concern really the people living around the project area. And we took time to get the input of people around. As I said earlier, the community is more of overlapping rather than the core of our role. So the social status of the people around the project area needs to, they are not, let's say they are in the lower class. So their input was very critical in the preparation of this report. So the adopted concept design, we have seen this. 2 access points are proposed. The 2 access points are proposed. That's taking the entire complex. The 1.6 hectares land can be subdivided into 3 main parts. We have the forecourt, then we have the middle area, then the rear. The midsection has most of the proposed structure. The 5 structures that line in a row, while at the back is the ancillary building. There is definitely provision for landscaping the design for aesthetics and climate change adaptation. The building massing, the building construction in Nigeria has a mixture of British and American standards, and these were followed in the design, especially of the mechanical, structural, electrical, and other services for this project. Our engineers, if we need further clarification, can provide us with some at the end of this presentation. All buildings in the medical facility shall be constructed and managed with strict compliance to these standards. And if we recall, this is a 40 billion naira investment. So we expect the best of the best so as for the facility to live up to its expectation. The structural engineering, they have capable codes in Nigeria, and those even adopted from international bodies and listed to save some time, just come through. Our engineers on the panel can look at them and point out areas for correction. Every of the construction is taken care of by these codes. Code of practice for artworks, method of test for soils, for engineering, for civil engineering, and other relevant local authority building regulations. So soil condition, I think we should mention this. The geotechnical survey undertaken on the site, the material encountered within the limits of depth probed was sand with some silt and occasional gravel, and it increased from a low state of relative density at near ground to medium dense. So the profile is equally stated. The limit of depth undertaken was 25 meters, and that is the summary of the soil strata. The geology of this one does not bear some correlation. So, excuse me. So for structural materials, the buildings will be constructed with reinforced concrete, generally, yes. And these are the grades of the concrete to be deployed. Reinforcement bars high yield deformed bars. These are the specifications. Structural steel, these are the specifications. Exterior frames, these are the specifications. Sheet, shaft, and shear walls, specifications listed. Columns, specifications listed. This is more for the engineers in the building. The slabs, the specifications listed. Reformer bars, forums, specifications listed. Civil works, roadways, pavement, storm drainage, bulk earthworks shall be designed in accordance to state regulations. All plug-in connection points to existing infrastructure provision will be established in agreement with the state government and the proponent facility management team. The stormwater, there is sufficient capacity for wastewater to be generated for discharge into surrounding channel. The site is bounded by what is called the McGregor Canal. The site at the western axis. So from that McGregor Canal, it discharges into the 5 Cowrie Creek, which is short distance from the site. So supply lines will be routed to a designated area. Yes, internal regulation too. That would be as what the civil engineer advises. Power distribution. Yes, definitely the facility will be linked to the public power supply. But in addition to that, there will be alternative power supplied to the facility. This will be provided with a combination of electricity, of diesel generators, and even solar. Because, I've mentioned this during the eye lights on each of the buildings. It was only 2 that were shown that are concept 2 that have solar panels on their roof. But I can tell us that all the buildings in the facility have solar panel attached on their rooftops. So that is a sustainable energy output for the facility. Power supply and distribution, details are here, but I want to move on as fast as possible. Electric vehicle charging stations, and that is the area we have. So provisions will be made at the facility for this. Everything is going electric, so these charging stations will probably be incorporated, and that definitely will be in the multi-story car park. This is what we have now. There shall be 2 parking stations for charging stations on each of the parking levels. Renewable energy, yes, we have mentioned this. Solar will be installed on all the rooftops. With backup supply, and then the projects will probably rely on some energy saving approach, particularly with the lamp type that is deployed in the facility. So water supply, this is the demand, what is calculated. The services engineer will provide all details on this. Backup water supply, whole system definitely will be used in the facility, and this will serve backup supply and for firefighting purposes. Water recirculation, these are the parameters that will probably be engaged in the design. Foul drainage will be taken care of. Cheap water system, because especially with the cancer treatment facilities there, the facility should work in a temperature that will assist the optimal performance of various equipment that will be in the facility. So cheap water system is engaged. Really, RF system is also engaged. Fresh air. All buildings will have fresh air supply. Yes. This will be achieved through natural ventilation, openings, windows, and doors. regards to mechanical care. You know, at some point in the buildings, this will have to be included. Sustainability. The facility will be constructed using sustainable products, sourced locally as much as possible. Building water use will be minimized, using rainwater harvesting at some point. Energy use minimized with high efficient plants and equipment. Development of intelligent building management systems will probably be put to use. A green design with potential for excellence in design for greater efficiency edge is the primary goal of this facility, and it will be so constructed to meet up with this specification. Project delivery schedule. The construction in our initial schedule is to start in this first quarter of 2025. But at the look of things, maybe it will move to the second quarter, because April is just ending, and the construction program initially was anticipated to begin at April, at most April ending. But
April is just starting.
Well, it's between January and April, but well, there is still hope that maybe the construction can start before the end of April. So the construction will last till, it will take 2 years, and then the operation should commence by, operational capacity should commence by the second quarter of 2027. Baseline conditions. The environmental parameters considered, all are within acceptable limits as regards the air, the soil, the water. There are acceptable limits, federal, initial environment, terrestrial, and even Lagos State. As seen in the picture area shown, the site is vacant, no activity is ongoing, so the ambient conditions are maintained as much as possible. So there is no nuisance value whatsoever at the site. And these are some of the sample distribution points taken at the site. All environmental parameters were within acceptable limits: air quality, noise quality, ecology, fauna. These are all what we expect in a site within an urban stretch. The groundwater level assessment too, they are well within acceptable limits. Socioeconomic characteristics.
Sorry, sir. So, Shaman, I don't know if I can read for kind of answer. I want to look at the results.
Okay, please can you go 2 slides backward? You want to see the results.
Which of the facilities?
Well, you have the quality results, yes. Okay, yeah. Suspended. Yeah. Okay.
Secretariat, are you okay?
What is that? Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. We expect your contributions at the general session as well. If you have noticed something. The socio-economic characteristics. The site is serviced and it's in an area, Ikoyi, specifically where electricity supply, water supply, telecommunications, solid waste management, and all other services are top notch. So there will be no issue with that. The transportation routes in the project area are in very good condition. 3 major routes are critical for the project. The Awolowo route, the major one. The second one is Obade Elite Cruise. The distribution of this route, especially the distribution of traffic in and out of the facility, will be explained later. So the third road is St. Gregory College Road. These are the 3 principal roads. We have the Popular Bridge 2 is there. So all roads are good. There are socio-economic infrastructures, There are also economic infrastructures that will supply and that will facilitate the efficient functioning of the facility. They are all within reach. Stakeholder consultation and engagement, and open-ended questionnaire was designed to guide the consultation. There are residents that were consulted, and these were the streets which the residents were located. Obade Close is one of the streets that sort of shares boundary with the site, and to be the exit point, the exit route of from the project area. So we have fillers from them, from residents on that street. We have Tuner Street, Kettle Street. These are a little bit further from the site, but we just have to expand our reach to cover these areas. We send Gregory College Road, Moshalashi Street. These streets were included. So meetings were held with groups, organizations, individuals, residents of the neighborhood. The critical one there are the executive members of the Obade Community Development Council and Community Development Association. We equally visited and had a session with Yaloja and the Executive Council of Obada Market, artisan groups, residents, owners, residents. Okay, so these are some of the pictures of our consultation with the community. These are with Obade Neighborhood Association. Then there's one with Yaloja General of Retail Saluka Government. Yes, while our office is at the Obada Market, but she controls all the markets in Retail Saluka Government. So I think the outcome of our interaction with the community, they have their positive responses or expectations from the project. Some of them, yes, okay, thank you. Some of them, the area of employment, better access to medical facility, aesthetics, value that the project will bring to their community, as well as improvement in security. But their fears are also equally made room, and this includes, sorry, I will rush off now. And this includes the issue of air pollution and influx of people into the community, and the way of their fears is the issue of traffic. But these are all taken care of. I'm told that the time is almost up. So after the consultation, we have impact measures. This was suggested, it's well stated in the report. We have the EMP as well, which were developed, and it's all encompassing. It's all encompassing, and it covers the whole life cycle of the project. Then, as I said the other time, the traffic issue was raised by the community, and this is part of what our plan, where and this equally agrees with what the Ministry of Transportation alerted us to do in the clearance they gave us. So the principal road serving the site, these are listed. The traffic plan was carried out for the project and been approved by the state government. The two principal strategies that was adopted and has been approved is the creation of slip road from the eastern axis of Awolowo Road into the Medical Park. If you are very familiar with that, you can see that at what will serve as entrance to the facility is always a traffic conflict point. Because of people coming from Unicon axis, they use that turning to want to link the tubular bridge. There is always a conflict point there. So in order to avert and remediate that, it has been proposed that a slip road will be created. Then the egress, there's another egress that was created from the facility into Awolowo Road. It will come under the Unicon bridge. And I think we show this. I'll show, okay, this is the proposed slip road, that's the location. And this,
Well,
All right. Any other comments? Do we have any other comments? Okay.
like there.
So few observations, and then comments that we need. So you will find those comments and then some more.
Good morning. Some of the questions from the presentation of the Secretariat are, the first one, when you were considering laws for a medical park, there was no LT law that was considered. You didn't see any health law. Now you said you have facilities. How many personnel do you envisage those facilities will handle? So it's not stated. We should have an estimated number of persons that will be in those facilities, and we'll be able to know the impact those persons will have on the neighboring things that are in that environment. What are your plans? Some of them still assisted answered also. What are your plans to handle waste, especially some of the traditional waste and the exotic waste that you might have? So then plans for segregation also. How are you going to handle them? Then your space allocation for your rooms and wards too, so that you know the personnel that you'll be handling per ward for your rooms, for your residents also. Then you use a 3.5 kilometer scope. Is there a reason for using that large distance for your scope for study? And your surface water also. Now you were talking about the assessment also, we were talking about the stakeholders engagement. There's a military hospital directly in front of the facility. Is there not going to be conflict? Have we engaged in stakeholders engagement with them? In your conclusion, just like the first time, you stated the volume of expected facility, the number of personnel that the hospital will be catering for. What's the expected number? The personnel that will be working there, how do you expect to handle them? The residents also, how many rooms do you expect to have? Now, for the pollutants, there are no values for other pollutants. You only have for your PMs. And when you were referencing your PM 2.5 and 10, there was no standard against them. You didn't reference any standard. And also, you should note that the standards have changed. For PM 2.5, it is 50 microgram, and for PM 10, it is 45. So you should also consider that.
Which organization is that? State organization.
For clarification of what he's trying to say there, the presenter clearly mentioned that, the environment, when they did the monitoring, everything was found to be below standard. Clean environment, clean air quality, clean surface waters, clean soil quality. So, and they actually showed the standard they compared the average values with. They mentioned 25 microgram per MQ for PM 2.5. Now, what is not trying to let you understand now is that for PM 2.5, it is no longer 25 microgram per MQ that was the health organization. It has been reviewed downward, it's more stringent. It is now to 15, 24 hours standard, 15 microgram per MQ. You got 20 microgram per MQ as the average values, which means that the impression you had is wrong, that it's clean, it's okay. Your average values are actually above the standard of 15 microgram per MQ. So you need to just review the standard and represent that.
Thank you, sir. In continuation of some of my questions, the sampling map was not presented. The sampling map was not presented. We just presented the general map of the project side. Then the project is a PPP, public-private partnership, I believe. So we would like to know, is it a BOT, like a build, operate and transfer between the project and the government, or is it a DBFO? That's a design,
you build, you finance, and you operate. Which one is it? How is the partnership going to run? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have further questions? Okay, so we'll go to the panel.
Any questions? Based on the presentation.
Yes, sir. Then, extending of the system protocol. You made mention of either holdings. So either holding going to be so financial of project or so I want to know the role of this project. Thank you.
Okay, further question. Okay, sir.
Mr. Donald, sir, I want to stand in the protocols. My first observation will be based on noise levels. According to OSH, an average of 80 decibels. An average of 80 decibels for 8 hours is required noise levels. For my work, because you also stated there in the report, which I must say we should look at the report.
We'll look at the report later, sir.
You are going to install columns there after foundation work. An average ramming device, the hammering device of that ram, the noise level is about 120 decibels at a distance of 20 meters, which is far above the average of for 8 hours. And you're working your time that's closing and opening is 7 to 5. Are you not going to put your varsity resident problem and the military hospital? Because I want to go on the personal level. 15 years ago, my father was admitted at that military hospital. And I know those military guys are going to stay for work. If you disturb them, because military officers are admitted here on 7. It also goes to my next observation, which is refuse and waste management, because there's no design for it. And knowing project sites, if it is not well provided for, the workers there are going to do that means there is going to be constant quarrel providing the residents and the hospital. I foresee the military guys doing that project now. The third one here, I did not hear the word bearing load capacity for the soil where you are going to do pipe work. There's no civil engineer here, so let me not talk to the mechanical. There should be a test for the bearing load capacity of that soil before you can consider using the ground. It's not there. Okay, this one is
Thank you, sir.
I'm sure you are taking notes of a few of the things that were said. Some you probably respond to, some have to be noted and worked upon. I just have one or two things I want to clarify. Number one is while the presentation was going on, you mentioned the fact that this PPP arrangement in Lagos State and Ibile Holdings, of course, to represent Lagos State in this agreement. And part of their contribution as equity is the land, and then waiver for statutory payments. Is that documented? Do we have any evidence to show that? because that is very important. Because if this project is going to be given an approval, you will make statutory payments to the ministry for EIA. And if we do not see such evidence in black and white, you will make a EIA processing payment in full. You understand what I'm saying? In full. So we need to see such document saying that part of Lagos State contribution is a statutory payment for permits. Then we will know that, okay, we know what to work with. That's one. Two is that I'm a bit concerned that your EIA pays so much attention to the construction phase of this project than more to the operational phase of this project. I'm a bit worried. The operational phase of this project is even more of concern to us than the construction phase, because it's a specialist hospital. And as a specialist hospital, the kind of waste that comes from that place is a concern. They will have radiology sessions, so we're expecting radioactive materials. They will have oncology department. We're expecting waste from treatment of cancer. They will have surgical facilities. We're probably expecting human tissues and some of that form of medical waste. Nothing has been told us as to how those kind of wastes are going to be managed. Will you be having within your facility a medical waste treatment facility concerned to us? So I think we need to know. Now, you also told us that there's a 40 years operational 40 years arrangement between Lagos State and the proponent. The 40 years, let's start counting from the point of commencement of operation or from the date of signing the agreement. So I will begin to, some of us will have left this system, maybe we will have left the service, and probably, if God keep our life, we'll still be around, or some will have even gone. But when does the 40 years start? Is this exercise part of the 40 years? So we need to have an idea of that. My colleagues have mentioned the fact that it's surprising that you are handling a health care facility EIA, and there is no single law that has to do with the health sector. That's not acceptable. What happens to the public health law? What happens to the National Health Act? There are at least not less than 7-8 laws in the medical sector that should be cited in this report. And I think that those should be incorporated in that report. It's very important. 140-bed specialist hospital to be two. That's what we are going to have there. 140-bed specialist hospital. This is not a small facility. So we need to know. You see, my colleague, the head of the EIA, is raising concern over the issue of the sleep road. At our end, as a ministry, we will liaise with transport. Probably we will come for a joint inspection on our own to see what is possible. But the issue of managing traffic is very important for us for that facility. And then I just raised the concern with the military hospital. I'm wondering why you didn't consult them. We are requesting that you should please consult this military hospital, particularly because of the noise pollution that will likely come from the construction activities. I'll stop here until we get to the section where we look at the report itself. These questions, you need to note there, the ones that you can respond to. Do we need to give you time, or do we go straight to the responses?
Okay, you want to respond to some? All right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and the panel for the time we will do the presentation. You was 30 minutes, and I know my colleagues will spend more than that to show the importance of the project.
He spent 45 minutes.
I know, but my record shows 47. But it's showing that I mean, you are also concerned.
I deliberately left it
About
to
the
continue.
project. Some of them are concerns that we will use to improve the work, and some of them for clarity. The cost sources for the fund by a group of financiers, and then promoters that are probably working with that. I remember the groundbreaking event where the governor was able to.
Sorry, sir, you know why we normally ask for the source of the fund? Two reasons, basically, to ensure that this project will not be abandoned. That you have mobilized sufficient resources to start and to finish. That's number one. Number two, to also know whether you are going to get the credit facility. Because if that is what you are going to get, then we also need to know how to structure our EIA approvals in the letter. If you are going to be granted an approval, they need how to know how to structure the language of the approval. But most times, proponents think that we are trying to find out whether they are doing money laundering. So they don't want to disclose who is bringing the money. No, we are not the FCC, and we are not the ICPC. What we just want to know is that this project, there is money ready for it, and it's good to go. So that's just it.
Okay. On land area for landscape, the architect and the town planner that work on the project are fully aware of the requirement of Lagos State that says more than 10% of the land area should be for trees. Some trees are there now, some will be removed during construction, and some vegetation will be brought back. Let me clarify the steep road. Apart from our own studies, there's a team that works on the TIA. We took the entire team of means of transport to the site. If you allow this project to use our road as the access without doing an improvement on the access, that is what the steep road want to do. Can you go back to it so that I can clarify? We don't want people. We don't want to access the site if you are coming from Monicom. If you go to that place between 4 p.m. and 6, the traffic is heavy. If people are using the turning, and Minister of Transport said the turning is even illegal. For now, you can turn and enter the site. Even when this project is inactive, when there is no development, there is conflict. But now that there will be this project, we believe there will be conflict. That's why the steep road is taken from the right of way that exists. It's about the length is from. It's going to be from the Gregory College Road. The space already exists. The street light is, the traffic light is there. So you can't come and turn here. Our gate is there. No, our gate is there. This is our gate. You can't just come and turn here and enter. So this is going to be blocked. So this street road is purposely for the hospital facility. If you are not going to the hospital, you can't use it. And this one is for exit, particularly for emergency, for ambulance.
This one is well understood.
Yeah, it's already. So this is exclusively for if you are entering the place. Otherwise, if you drive into this place, there will be conflict here. And that's why it's even a cost, it's a sacrifice for a promoter. They're going to do that road, their 12 weeks of works. It's really, really a cost for them. Ordinarily, they will have, but we said no, they are also concerned. If you are doing a world-class facility, do it well. That's the belief of the proponent. We made the CDC, is the 147 slides. We made the CDCs, we made the CDA, we couldn't just show it for the idea is to say you can't bring a former school of nursing and turn it to an hospital of that class, and they are not fully aware. They embrace it, they want it. In fact, their fears were allayed because they said, this is a specialist hospital. We are not likely to benefit. We don't have the money. We said no. 20% of the bed space is reserved for people of Korea and Valley. So they were relieved, and they look forward to having the project in this tenure of the government. Somebody asked
The residents, the building we refer to as residents, that's the one in yellow, is a mixed development building for those who work there, for those who come for research. Because it's like a short term, short left, short stay, 3 months, 2 months, you are there for research, and you move on. And I think people will stay. So it's actually a mixed development building. And you can also have a mixed development building. Thank you, the Secretariat, for the comments on the parameters. We will look at that. There's no conflict with the hospital for construction, maybe. But for hospital, in fact, they will complement each other. British Hospital and Lagos Medical. Yeah, I said noise. Then that's even with the nearness of the terminal bridge, there are some primary noise in that location. We know foundation work, manually doing planning, ordinarily brings some noise. It's a big site. It is divided by 10 of that side, you will have said, but there will be noise implication. And we have rated it, and we said it's for the period of the substructure work, this is foundation. 3 months or thereabouts. So it's not a lasting, it's not a permanent noise. Ibile is not funding it. The equity of Ibile is the land, and that's Lagos State. That's their own equity. They just release the land for the state. Noise were addressed. The waiver of payment is still being pursued. We are not going. We pay the client is not going to environment. We pay you all the fees, unless you want to refund the proponent, IASO, for the payment. So the medical waste is also reflected in the work. But the service engineer will discuss maybe now discuss briefly the wastewater facility and the facility for waste management. Commencement of 40 years, I believe, I don't know what the proponent is saying. The beginning of the operation, that is what 40 years will commence. Let me stop there. Maybe we met some institutional group. Military canal, we are delayed, but there was a session we were to have with the Lagos House of Rep member, or Revolution. He gave us an appointment, we couldn't meet. The day we were to meet him was when the House of Assembly issue started, so we couldn't join that. So we are conscious of meeting all the stakeholders. The Lagos, the St. Gregory College is critical. The Valley close is also critical. We had sessions with them. Why did we meet the artisans? They work in that community. They believe if that project will help them, give them some employment, and we believe that is a value added for the project. Thank you very much. I don't know whether I can permit. Not now.
Build, operate, and transfer.
There is a BOT, a build and operate. It's part of this presentation that we do. Only that, because of time, at least they will build it, they will operate it. When I say they, IASO team, what they've done is a consortium. One of the consortium, his own specialty is medical equipment, supplies, and management. You could have wanted to build that kind of special hospital, and you won't look at those equipment, their functionality, their maintenance, and ultimately, because they must be modern. Healthcare services provision is no more the traditional one. Science and technology now play a substantial role in that operation. So if you want to have a facility that you say is world standard, is class, certainly these matters have been considered. These are the equipment sustainability. Medical waste.
Medical waste.
Sorry, sir. I just want to make some clarification. I don't know. You said the facilities, is it mainly for cancer? No. Because you said 20% best space will be reserved for the community. Yeah. That's why I'm asking. Is it only If they don't have cancer, that means they don't
It's not cancer alone. So it's not, sorry, Jenny. It's not for cancer alone. It's only mentioned all types of ailments. When they had that 20% to it, that's what happened. So, really, really traditional, not the lack of ways to do.
I'm sorry, it was my commissioner that summoned us to come out. It's a project like this that is having another issue. I'm sorry about that. So are we done? The responses? Yes, we are. So we move straight to the next session, are we?
Yes, sir.
He said you did not answer the question on how we are handling the medical waste. Okay, they said it's in the report. When we get to the report, we will see. Okay, you are using third party. And when we get to that, we will look at that. So on this note, I think we should go to the next section so we can finish in good time. Thank you. I need to just do a recap. Just to recap, this meeting started with the national anthem for stanza taken by all participants. Thereafter, the panelists were introduced, and then we had self-introduction by the proponent and other participants. And then we had, of course, opening remarks by the Honorable Commissioners Rep. And then opening remarks by the chairman of the panel. There and then we had projects brief read by the Secretariat, after which we moved into the presentation. The presentation took about 47 minutes, and then we move into having comments, questions, and remarks. And we just got some responses from the project proponents. And that marks the end of the opening session. And we can proceed into the technical session. MC, this session is my session. May please go and take your seats. Come on, celebrate the MC for me. Okay. This session is to allow members of the panel who have read through the reports to make their presentations based on comments generated from the report. And like we always say, the essence is basically to help in improving the quality of the report. It is not in any way intended to undermine the efforts that have been put in place by Mao Planet and IASO to put together this report. I've always said that we always want to commend project proponents who choose to subject their projects to the due process of EIA. And so what we are trying to do in this session is basically to improve the quality of the report so that all of us can be proud of the EIA report that we put together for this project. So I would like to start by yielding the floor to you.
Waste management plan, put in place composed with solid and liquid waste to be generated during the pre and post procedure stages was not included in the report. And also, estimated waste, both in liquid and solid, to be generated during the pre and post stages of the project were not clearly stated. You know the project you want to embark upon. You should be able to give us the estimated volume you should get that clear. We need that, in the report, so as to, for future, references and purposes. Then, if the proponent failed to include in the report the consultation made with the stakeholders, like the stakeholders, the market women. You're right, isn't them? You get it. But the actual stakeholders are the CDAs, the CDCs, the major people, like the military hospital. Those are the people that you need to, make your consultation with. And you just make mention of the CDAs. They're supposed to be pictorial evidences, contacts, names. See, your report is just going, submitting your report without you being there. You should be able to, get approach to those people you say you met. You understand? Without you being there. So that's the essence of that report. There are the phone numbers, pictorial evidences, minutes of meeting that you can't be better. That should be included in this report. For a comprehensive, for a robust report that will, break it into anybody that, listens to that report. Do you get it? So, for future purposes, you do that. There are the major, stakeholders in this kind of business. Yeah. So, the CSR, the local government, we don't joke with that at all.
I was waiting for that.
Sincerely, that's, the part of government, we are trying our best. But when you are coming in as a private individual, your impact should be felt. You understand? Not just coming with the resources, but you have to also give back to the community. So this CSR is what the community will enjoy. It's what this project is going to bring to the communities. So please, for future purposes, you need to expatiate to what exactly are you going to do as regards your CSR. Then finally, even though you failed to cite some required laws as required, the environmental laws that you're supposed to refer to, you never did. A place of the local government bylaw. You see the local government as nobody. So who will not, don't joke with that. We are the top tiers of the government.
I concur.
So please, in your future reports, I want you to always, recognize the bylaw of the local government. And with this, I think I want to.
Next person. Thank you.
Secretariat. Secretariat.
Yes, sir.
I know you have pages of that comment. Don't read the whole textbook.
Yes, sir.
Just read the project notes since you are still going to give the microphone.
All right, sir. Okay, sir. All right, so these are few comments from a crystal of the draft years I report. The Lagos Medipark District by IASO Medipark as a creative state. There are a few things we want you to take note of in respect to the preliminary pages. Okay? And I'm very key. For instance, in the title page, the agency of the government to which the report is submitted should be mentioned. Of course, in this case, the Lagos State mentioned environment and water resources. Okay? Then we also got to know from the preliminary pages that both pictures and figures, they are regarded as figures, all of them as figures. That's not the case. It should be noted that these are two different entities as far as AI is concerned, and even in those, of academic papers. Okay? Figures usually refers to charts, graphs, diagrams, illustrations. Okay? But pictures photographs. They are what we refer to as plates. Okay, so figures one thing, pictures another thing. And in your list of acronyms and abbreviations, there are so many abbreviations and acronyms that you use in the body of the report, which you did not list or provide the list of acronyms. Then you misarrange those things in the preliminary pages towards the end of it. So acknowledgement should come before executive summary. Perhaps that's what I mentioned in the past DIA report of the video. So what you place acknowledgement as the last thing under the preliminary pages, which is not correct. Yeah, chapter 1, a few things, though very important for us to mention that. Like my colleague said, there are so many laws, national laws, that are very relevant to this project, which you did not mention. Okay, the National Environmental Standard Regulation, the national law, we didn't talk about it. The National Guidelines for Environmental Audit in Nigeria, the National Environmental Sanitation and Waste Control Regulations, the National Environmental Health Care. Okay, regulations, the National Health Act 2014, there are so many of them like that. So it will be beneficial if you can review all of these things and then incorporate them in the report. In chapter 2, there is nowhere in chapter 2 where you talk about the benefits of this project. Nowhere. You can't find it. Okay? Then under the need for the project, in the second paragraph, where some details about Lagos is provided, it is noted that the source of the information is wikipedia.com. Okay? It is imperative to say that the use of Wikipedia as a population source is informal and is very weak. We consider it weak when it comes to ESI report referencing. So in this state, when you talk about current population, there are so many documents you can reference. Verifiable sources. Okay? The State Bureau of Statistics is there. The National Bureau of Statistics is there. Even can even quote World Bank. Okay? These are verifiable information. Commission is there. For Wikipedia, nobody will. Okay? So, still on chapter 2, technical sustainability, there is lack of technical specificity, as the current section is too generic. It does not define which specific technologies or systems will be used to enhance sustainability. So you could have given examples such as energy efficient HVAC system, water saving, medical equipment, fixtures, and so on and so forth. Just general information about technical sustainability provided there. The same thing with the economic sustainability. Though in the way you presented it there, it made more sense, more agreeable, and perhaps maybe in the subsequent, you said you prepared this report prior to the last time review, and you made some changes. So the economic sustainability is too generic and needs deeper economic analysis. Statements like substantial capital is being dedicated. Substantial capital is too generic. The use is expected to be continuous. You don't understand that. So they are big and they are also supported. So it is expected that the requisite economic indicators are referenced. Okay? The estimated cost of the project, you are justifying economic sustainability. The expected job creation at construction phase, operational phase, the long-term revenue model, and all of those things, the cost benefit analysis, justification. So these are the things that we expect to see to actually let us understand that, okay, this project is economically sustainable. Chapter 3, a few things there. No design codes at all. No engineering design code with respect to this project. Aside the engineering design code for your construction, even there are health facility design codes for construction of the facility, health centers, health hospitals. None of this is mentioned. I think it's something that we will have to see in the updated version of your report. Okay. It is also noted that there was no mention of elevators at all as part of the ancillary facilities for the building. Will the facility be operated without it? 6 floors. No mention of elevators. It is an oversight. Is it an oversight?
No, it's deliberate like the size.
Sorry, in the one you are reviewing.
Yes, sir.
Building 1 has not been designed. Hospital building 1 has not been designed then.
Okay, that's not been
Yeah, it's
designed.
only the ancillary building that we submitted.
Ah.
This presentation is an updated.
Yes, okay, so
You noted it.
It's only ancillary.
okay. So for the 4x4 presentations, we would like to know the rooms, what are the dimensions? We need to see that in the floor by floor explanations, okay? Are they of the same dimension? They vary in terms of dimensions. Then, yes, you made mention of operating theater zoning somewhere in one of the floors. Operating theater zoning. There is need for clarification of the zoning. Sterile, non-sterile, semi-sterile areas. So we like to know. The ICU, the intensive care unit you talked about, the NICU, neonatal intensive care unit you talked about, are vaguely described. It's necessary to explain if the ICU beds are general, and they are specialized. You understand? So all of these things. Then you make mention of a redundant room. Just a redundant room. What? Why redundant room? What will it serve? What purpose will it serve? IT, emergency rescue, all of those things should be provided. So, okay, let me stop there. I have another one here, which I have not even at all. All of these things we recognize and forward to you to review and incorporate the final report. Thank you.
Engineers, we have the
I really don't know where to start from because what I saw and what was reviewed this morning are two different documents. Let me start from somewhere.
Yes, sir.
The document that was sent to me, the opening 4 lines of paragraph 3.8 of page 49. Yes, contradictory, that's page 49, paragraph 3.8. It reads, as stated in section 3.1, the site is 1,600 square meters IC. Out of the 6 buildings to be erected, 3 have been designed for. The first building to be erected on the site is the ancillary building. It has a footprint of 1,448.38 square meters, which is 9.05% of the site. (1,448 square meters divided by 1,600 square meters.
That's
100.
That's that good.
That was why I said that's from
It's like
so
We'll do that.
please do that correction. No, I love your report because for me to take time to read the report, you see, I need to time to read it, especially the biological parts. I enjoyed it. But my own engineering part was loaded. You were installing solar panels. No installation rate for those panels. There's no dimensioning. The batteries, nobody mentioned them. There's a design for the building where the batteries will be kept. Nothing. There was no design for sewage. I was assuming there was no conditioning for air, no plumbing. Is it possible? And another thing, I think there are 4 buildings. How many buildings? 4. 6. are you going to get approval, step-by-step approval? I mean, two of those buildings are ready, and 4. Is this approval now going to cover the many ones that we don't see? Which is, to be a fellow of the Grand Master of the Finance teachers, nobody will want to do this. Certificate online. Please. One other thing here.
Now plan is not that too, because we will be asking you to do EI for the remaining 4.
Commencing work. 1 hour before and closing 1 hour after the traditional time, which is 4 p.m. Especially on Saturdays. Because I remember the last year I came here, Chama was telling me he did not sleep. He said before.
Yes.
And now, you want to do party work for 3 months inside the residential place that provide the resident for 3 good months on Saturdays. That's not fair. Minister of Environment,
We have a way of dealing with it.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's hear from the fire and rescue.
Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry I came today. I was just because of something. I will. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to say that when we compare this report to the last one we did 2 weeks, I think this was better. It's not all the last time that I've been corrected. But I remember saying it the last time that it is so that to make it easy for us. We are going to look at the reports generally, but there are areas of concern for us. And to make it easy, I remember telling us the last time that fire drawing should be added to this, to all the document that we are going to be submitting, so that it can be easy for us. I saw that you mentioned that we are going to get HSC people that will, officers that will, monitor safety during and after construction. But what are the things we are going to be doing? It's not stated there. It's not, even if we are not started doing it, at least they are supposed to have plans. So that is the essence of the report. We'll see what are the provisions that we have put in place. Then we'll be able to check if there is anything to be corrected, if there is anything to be added or subtracted. Not there. There's nothing like that. All I need to see there is that there need to be HSC that will show certain things. It's a multi-story building. The last time the chairman mentioned that. What are the plan for evacuation? Emergency evacuation plan. It's still not mentioned. And this is here. So for a project like that, during construction and even in operation, there should be a plan like that. And I saw that you also got a lot of certification, but there's no, I didn't see anything regarding to fire safety. You are coming. So I know that if you have gotten to our comments, all of these documents will have been your requirements, even for application. And we will be able to, it is very important. As much as we are trying to do a project that will benefit the environment and all that, safety comes first, so we cannot joke with it. It is important for us. It is the last time I was not happy at all because I felt there was nothing for me to come and do. When I saw this one, even though it is not exactly what we wanted, since we need an improvement. Because literally there is nothing for me to really for Medipark. So it is important for you to get information. Just give permit, they want to know what you want to do. Then they will give you approval to do the process. Then when the project is completed, you now need the final approval. Thank you.
Let me just assure you, Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, that one of the conditions of approval of the ministry is that they must, I'm not talking about this project, any multi-level development must obtain fire certification from the office. It's always an approval letter. So if they get the approval and implement it, they will help you to want them. So there's no problem at all. That's not a problem. You are going to have, or if I go by the figure given, 5,000 more jobs will be created, direct jobs. You remember, sir, you said so. 5,000 direct jobs will be created during construction phase of the project. Direct jobs. Are those going to be employees working on the site? Or, because you now said 8,000 indirect jobs will be created. I assume those ones are for supply of raw materials, people who are doing petty trading around, and all the rest. So I'm thinking that you are going to be employing 5,000 to work on a land space of 16,000 square meters. I need some clarification. So, when we hand over the mic to you, for these 5,000 workers, if I'm correct, how do you intend to manage waste generated by them? Manage wastewater generated by them during construction phase of the project for these 5,000 workers. I'm still assuming that that's what I heard. So that's true. Also, these 5,000 workers, how many of them will be on site? And how many of them will be off site throughout the construction phase of this project? Now, the report did not adequately consider the impact of these 5,000 workers on existing infrastructure within that environment. Two, on the security architecture within that project environment. You have 5,000 people, assume that it is 5,000 people, coming into a community to work, and they're going to be there for probably a few months. They come with security implications and health implications. Security implications because they are new to the area. We don't know. We can only know what is in my own mind. We don't know what is in the mind of every other person. We don't know whether some of them will be into drugs. I don't know, some of them will be taking alcohol. We don't know who they are. Abby, or do you already know the people you are going to employ already? We don't know who they are. So we don't know what threat they will bring to that area. Now, they bring public health challenge also. It is possible there will be, because of the influence of those people, there may be there may be what you call sex trade, some businesses you cannot talk about here, going on there, and not too far from Obalende. So some of them are human beings, blood flows through their veins, and I'm not thinking they will be working during fasting period. The fastings are almost over, so they are likely going to have some time to have leisure, and of course, most of them will be guys, I think. So I was expecting the report to consider these impacts, because having hard work during the day, they need to relax somewhere, take some bottles of cold beer, see some few ladies walking around and say,
There are many hotels in order.
oh, there are, from experience. So I'm expecting that the report capture this and analyze the impact, and then give us how you intend to, you may not be able to eliminate that impact, but at least to mitigate or ameliorate to some extent. That is of concern. If I'm a resident of that environment and I read the report and I see that figure, I won't even be bothered about the noise as much as I'll be bothered about this threat to my safety and security. So we need to have clarity on that. That's very important. And then lastly, because of course every other comment will be put together and made available to you. If you are going to be using a generator or 2 generators, I saw the capacity of 2,000 plus kVA diesel generator. 2,000 plus kVA diesel generator. I guess that will not be one generator, that will be like 2, 3, 4, 5, and all of them will be powered on diesel. Diesel. Forget about the renewable energy, that one is probably going to be backup for some special facilities. I'm suspecting maybe your surgical operation area, maybe your oncology areas, because of some machines. But to have 2,000 plus, I don't know the exact value, kV generators running on diesel. Let me tell you, it is assumed to be backup. But if you know Nigeria electricity supply system, it may become the mainstay. Am I correct? I don't know how the whole EDC supply electricity, but if you live where I live, where Ibadan EDC is not supplying us, your generator is your national grid. Why Ibadan EDC becomes your backup? Yes. So I hope that these diesel generators will not become the national grid or the personal grid or the project grid, whichever name you want to be. So if that is going to be, I am pleading, and this is a plea, that we consider the use of cleaner fuel source like a CNG. Please, I am pleading, because I imagine the emissions coming out from generators with this capacity running on, let's even assume they run for just 10 hours into the atmosphere. The whole essence of our renewable energy contribution, which makes it more look like a green project, will have been defeated completely. Because I'm so excited to see solar panels almost on all the buildings. For me, it makes a lot of sense. But that almost would have been defeated if we are now emitting all types of carbon to the atmosphere, helping to increase global potentials. That for me will be another serious concern. So this is just a plea to consider that if it will not be too much for the project cost to bear. I want to thank you. So if your responses, because I sacked the MC, I'm going to sit down. MC, come and do your final job. If there are responses, please, we need to take the responses. MC.
It is time for them to respond.
Thank you, sir. So like Mr. Chairman said, if we have responses to the observations raised in this session, we can quickly mention them. So we have responses. Okay.
Let me start with my colleague. I thank you for all the but are very important. Acknowledgement, to make a good report. But there's one I disagree with you. On plate and figure, that was high. The global standard. Your figure also be, your photograph also be figure. But it was. That the regulator so good. But now, I thank you. The critical one.
For our own area, your pictures.
That's why I think you are the regulator. Because I've done some. Now, the issue of job creation in 5,000, we didn't do a table. We actually were rigorous in getting about 5,000. Now, the proponent intends to do it in phases. The initial plan was to have, I think that's the plan, to build those structures in 5 phases.
Oh, okay.
So it's not that 5,000 will come as a goal. In fact, the skip road alone create jobs. The drainage and roads will also create jobs, let alone the building. The ancillary buildings, even the landscape work. So those are the ones we are marketing bit by bit by bit.
But the way it was
that's the PowerPoint presentation. And we will now, you know, we submitted a report when some other information are not available. So these are important for us to.
So do we ask you, should we suspend the approval process until you give us the report that contains this information?
No, now we have them.
So
we have them.
So you know, we are going to be considering approval based on what you have given us. This panel seated here will be considering this report. I don't know if you get what I'm saying now. They are going to be recommending based on this report. This additional information is not incorporated in this report. I'm just on your side. They will think that you are paying me for this service.
Okay.
So, should we go ahead and consider this report the way it is?
Yes, sir, that's what we are saying. Okay. But certainly, we also expect some information for. So, we will look at the CND that you mentioned, the indirect job you also mentioned, not on site, and all of them cumulatively where we are about 5,000. There's so much work to be done in that info. I don't know whether, but the information on power supply, what our team is saying is that the diesel generator will actually be purely for as a backup. And you know it's an end facility. You can't even shut down for 60 seconds when some operations are going on.
Is there a special agreement with a cold DC? Would you be having a separate transformer dedicated to you?
They want to work on that. Let's see.
Do you know, or do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because if you go by general power supply, maybe another.
We do understand you, sir. The discussion is going on. We'll be speaking with a lot of alternative power sources, namely the independent power.
That's true.
So we have spoken with Lagos Electricity Board, and we have also spoken with 2 other private power providers, IPPs, and they are all motivated to come on board. So even PACL may also be backup.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you. That clears some of my issues.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. On this note, I would like to invite the head of EIA unit to give a closing remarks and a vote of thanks. And I'll be calling on Mrs. Keromo Moritala to do the closing remarks and vote of thanks on behalf of Mr. Assisi Adejoye. You are welcome.
Thank you. Panel Chairman, sir, please permit me to stand and be already standing. Yeah, on behalf of the representative of the executive chairman in Tesla local government, the one concerned, the representative Lagos Fire Rescue Services, thank you so much, Mrs. Kennedy Omi. Okay, Mrs. Kennedy is student. I'm sorry. Then the mechanical engineer, maybe, okay, Mr. Engineer Ibrahim Maledu, thank you so much for coming. The great secretariat headed by Mr. Quadri, God bless you, thank you so much for the job well done. And to the proponents, we really want to appreciate you for subjecting this project to EIA. The consultants will appreciate it. Like my brother once said, customer that done. Thank you so much. And to my colleagues, God bless you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all the questions that were raised. And we hope that all the comments, the observations will be implemented in the final report. Thank you so much. The Lord bless us all.
Hopefully, before you go, can we just advise you, sir? We are giving an approval, if we are going to give an approval for that project. It's only 2 buildings that have been designed. Can we suggest 2, 3 that have been designed? So that we will not recommend that you should go and do a separate EIA for the other 3. Can we strongly suggest that once the designs are ready, you make them available to us so I can get the input of our structural engineer, our civil mechanical engineer, and our in-house structural engineers to review, so that we can ensure that the EIA covers all the buildings. We are doing this because Lagos State is involved. If not, we just have to calculate if I do 3 EIAs. Are we in agreement to that? Or you have a better suggestion?
We agree with phase 1 of your proposal.
Phase 1?
Phase 1
of our proposal. So please, once the designs are available, make them available to us so that we can have the record. We'll get their own advice and we'll know what to do. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead with what we have in our hands now. At this point, we would like to thank you and ask you to please excuse us. It is time to go into the closed door session. We'll take group photographs as we go out there. And I'm sure, is there lunch?
Yes, sir.
Is there lunch?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Does lunch also have to do with the problem?
No, yes.
Why not?
I won't pass.
You know it's joking.
They have appetite. I should have appetite for lunch.
Olha, she must stop it. Should be here.
They are arranging this place.